Okay, so I'm going to make it short. So my name is Guillaume Béraud. I'm from France. I think the one thing you should know about me is that I'm not a pharmacist. I'm a physician. I'm a clinician by training and by nature, and I'm also an infectious disease specialist. That gives me a quite specific point of view. Okay, let's go. Let's make it quick because we've got a limited time. What happens in the past year? As in many countries, there was an explosion of shortages due to the COVID-19 crisis. You know most of them, BCG vaccine, because some people thought that it could be efficient against COVID, cure in ICU, anesthetics in ICU. So there is a lot, obviously. Another thing that you should know about France, maybe you know that already, is that in France there is every time that a pharmaceutical company want to have access to the market, there's a very aggressive negotiation to have the lowest possible buying price, which sounds normal, but what you should know is that there is an official price and the price which is paid in fact in the real life. And the real price is not something you really know. It's something very confidential. So of course, as France is, if I could say, the most greedy country in Europe regarding price, when there is a shortage, when the pharmaceutical company has a choice to make between different markets, of course, the French markets will be the last to be provided. And consequently, at the moment, there is some discussion among physicians, among pharmacists, among some influential people, that maybe medicines are not enough expensive. Maybe some people start to say publicly that we should pay more for the medicine, which is quite a huge change in France regarding what has been done in the previous year. So something to keep in mind, and maybe it will change completely the paradigm. Okay, so there was an explosion of shortages due to COVID. How much and to what extent? It's very difficult to say precisely. If I look at the national agency who is in charge of assessing the shortages, in 2016 there was approximately 400 shortages. Last year it was said that it would be something like 2,400 shortages. And keep in mind that it is an approximation. This is the official numbers, but these numbers were provided in November. And it was said, okay, for the year 2020, we are going to have this amount of shortages. So it's an estimation. But we don't have, at the same moment, precise, exhaustive data provided in real time. And I don't even talk about having an idea of the shortages in advance. We don't have that. Of course, there is data, but it's difficult to access. It's most of the time incomplete. So still a problem and still a lot of work to do. And there's another point I want to highlight, because you know that, but I think it's important in terms of communication. There is some definition for shortages, but shortages, according to pharmacists, it's different from shortages according to a physician. And you know, my pharmacist friends, I know you work a lot to manage shortages, but you should know one thing, that most of your work is not aware by the physicians. For physicians, there is a shortages when there is problem in the prescription. But we both know that there is much more shortages that what can feel, what can perceive a physician. So probably also in terms of communication, there is some work to do, because a lot of the time for the pharmacist is dedicated to manage shortages, but most of this time is not something perceived by the physician. So finally, as I said previously, we lack precise, extensive, and real-time data. There is some data, but it's very difficult to compare to assess. And something else you should know, that most of the registries you can find in France are filled in by pharmaceutical companies, but it's not mandatory. So if it's not mandatory, it's not exhaustive, even if it's supposed to be, and it's not done in advance. Nonetheless, there is something new since last year, a new toy, let's call it a tool, which is called eDispoStock. It was was provided in March last year, so 1 year ago, dedicated specifically to essential medicine. So it was at the beginning dedicated for 5 essential drugs: atracurium, cisatracurium, rocuronium, midazolam, and propofol. So like in other countries, we had some problems for shortage due to COVID. And at this time, by putting in place this registry, every hospital pharmacy had to provide a very accurate, a very up-to-date, and I mean up-to-date, almost day by day, and at minimum week by week, report of the stock for these drugs. And then the orders for these drugs and the deliveries were centralized at the national level, and pharmacies were provided the exact amount that was decided by the central agency, which is in a certain way a good thing, because it was a way to optimize the stock. But on the other hand, as it is very centralized, sometimes the dosage, what was the sample provided, were not always optimal. So I think that should be regarded as a progress, but as usual, when in centralized, sometimes at the low level, there is still some problem, because the posologies, the number are not always appropriate. But still, I think it's a progress, so it should be regarded as something positive. So I try to make it short, so thank you for your attention.